M. Night Shyamalan delivers his latest film, Knock at the Cabin, based on the novel The Cabin at the End of the World by Paul G. Tremblay, and grossing $21 million its opening weekend against its $20 million budget, dethroning the Avatar sequel from its place as the #1 movie for 7 weeks straight now. Knock at the Cabin has been generating moderately positive buzz from critics, telling the story of gay couple Eric and Andrew, played by Jonathan Groff and Ben Aldridge, and their adopted daughter Wen, portrayed by Kristen Cui, who are vacationing at a lakeside cabin in the woods, when a group of strangers arrive unannounced, led by a man named Leonard, played by Dave Bautista. Eric and Andrew find themselves bound to chairs while Leonard explains to them the impossible burden placed upon everyone at the cabin. Leonard and his acquaintances have been given visions of the end of the world. Visions which have led them to this very cabin where the family inside, Eric, Andrew, and Wen, must choose to sacrifice one of themselves in order to stop the apocalypse. They must willingly choose, and the person to be sacrificed cannot kill themselves. Believing the intruders to be insane, or bigots targeting Eric and Andrew for being gay, Eric and Andrew refuse. But as time goes on, the visitors' visions of plagues fulfilled through grisly sacrifices seemingly come true, with Eric and ultimately Andrew considering the validity of Leonard's claim. Knock at the Cabin certainly has some intriguing story beats. Using only cameras and lenses from the 1990s to shoot the film, Shyamalan wanted the look and feel of an old-school suspense thriller, which in some parts he does succeed. Ultimately, however, there's not much about Knock at the Cabin worth sitting through. There are a few good moments of tension and some cinematography that evokes that old-school thriller style Shyamalan wanted. There isn't anything in the film that's fresh or new from a filmmaking aspect. Even the apocalyptic allegory and themes have been done before and better. Many critics praise the film for its so-called twist, the crux of the praise being either the twist is that there isn't one, the same thing critics said about Lady in the Water, Shyamalan's first film without a twist, though there have been plenty since then to make this praise nonsensical, or critics have praised the so-called twist as being the change to the way the novel ends. Though this isn't a twist either, as plenty of film adaptations change things from the source material. That would be like saying Frank Darabont's adaptation of The Mist has a twist ending because he changed the end from its source material. Sure, that is one way of subverting expectations and surprising viewers who may have read the novel, but it's not a twist. Shyamalan has instead traded a much more cynical ending, praised for being thought-provoking, to what critics now feel is a much more hope-filled ending. That is still a cynical view on life and reality, but less cynical than the book, because ultimately I find the themes of both to be untrue, which leads me to my biggest gripe about the film. The themes of love and sacrifice, universal themes, twisted into woke virtue signaling. Expressing the best of humanity is still garbage not worth saving, highlighted through the persecution of a homosexual relationship and the sacrifice many such people make for the sake of pacifying the terrible people throughout the world so they can continue to live normal lives. Full of tired stereotypes and cliches, Knock at the Cabin is a mediocre thriller that offers nothing unique or new outside of its themes that are weak and pointed. With no long-lasting message or universal themes, the film feels like Shyamalan's poor attempt at remaining relevant in Hollywood, garnering a lukewarm reception from even critics, who seem to only be giving it a pass for one reason. The film's only saving grace is Bautista's performance, which, while very well done, isn't enough to give the film any cultural staying power, even if it managed to slide into a #1 spot this weekend. It's not Shyamalan's worst work by any means, but it's definitely his least memorable. I give Knock at the Cabin 1.5 out of 4 stars.